I'm telling you, this is gonna suck and you might not like it, but this is how you actually become unrecognizable in the next 90 days. And I know it sounds hype, bro. Like, yeah, you can be successful in just 90 days. But I did it, bro. I went from working in a supermarket, stocking the shelves, smoking weed every single day, playing League of Legends, to now being 20 years old, making over $10,000 per month, being jacked as fuck. And I also helped 30 other people go from zero to making 6 figures per year. And nobody does it properly. I don't see anyone doing it because it's not about discipline. So if you follow the 3 steps that I will give you, you'll have a crazy unfair advantage. Especially the second one is where you actually become who you want to become. But now, if you cannot even sit here and watch this one video about becoming better, then what's even the point of trying to change your life, bro? The very first point is that you have to give up on your past. Because if you keep thinking about the past, you will never move forward. If you are stuck in your past, you basically signal to your brain that you like it and you want to stay in it. So what the fuck is the point of trying to change your life if you like your past? Meaning that you have to stop being nostalgic, stop being emotional, and just get excited about the future. And I'm saying this because I used to have a huge problem with that. I am the overthinking type. I am the type who just is nostalgic, thinking about the past, how the good times was, And even right now, sometimes I just think about it, because I was just like 17, 16 years old. I was, going to high school, having fun, playing League of Legends. I had a girlfriend, I was in love. So genuinely, these are like good memories. And I was just stuck in it, just like, yeah, I actually like my life. So why am I even trying to get rich? Of course, the future is better, but this is good as well. Overthinking is a huge fucking problem, bro. And luckily, I overcame that. I will tell you how. But now, if you just stay stuck in the past, you basically never move from your old identity to the new identity. It's like you still want to be the same person. Now, this is wrong for 3 reasons. The first one is because time moves forward. And if you don't move forward, everything else will just run away from you. It will be just better than you and it will just stay here without nothing. You cannot fucking defeat time, bro, and everything is just moving forward and evolving all of the time, which means you have to evolve as well. The second point, and this is crazy, bro. Your brain only remembers the good times. It tricks you. It filters negative emotions and kind of forgets them. So you only remember the good times. When I think about it, I'm like, bro, like past few years of my life until I got rich were fucking terrible. I was depressed as fuck. I wanted to kill myself, bro. I was just depressed, a loser. Everybody was like laughing at me. Nobody liked me. I was bullied as a kid. When I now think about the times, I only remember the good memories. Having a girlfriend, playing League of Legends, how it was funny, whatever. I just remember only the good times, and the overall vibe of the past and the memories is like positive, but in reality it was negative as fuck. So my advice is start thinking about the bad times as well, like not to be depressed, obviously you don't want to make yourself sad, but just to realize that it wasn't only good and it was probably worse than now, and it's definitely way worse than it will be in the future. The third reason why this is wrong and it doesn't make sense is because your past self was broke, and maybe you're broke right now. So how can this broke version of yourself start making money? If he was able to make money, he would be making the money even in the past, but you were fucking broke. So how can you make money in the same identity? So since you are watching these videos, you probably want to be successful, you want to be rich, you want to improve. It means you are on a good trajectory, which means your future self is probably rich. Like 99% I would say your future self is rich. So that's the version who can make the money, which means you have to step into it right now. To do that, you have to focus on the future and get excited about the future. So when I did this, I went from just thinking about the past all the time, being nostalgic, to thinking only about the future. I had like these 2 extremes. And when I started doing it, I was just like telling to my girlfriend how I'm gonna be rich, what am I gonna buy, and telling everybody the plans and what I'm gonna do. And it went so far that people just told me, bro, like you're not even present, are you even here with us? You're not even talking, you're just thinking about the future and just talking about things that are not even existent, So it was the opposite extreme, but this actually helped me a lot to get excited and visualize the future, how it's gonna look like. I'm gonna drive this car, I'm gonna have this house, I'm gonna live here. If you visualize it in your mind, you feel the feeling of having the car, you feel the feeling of having the freedom, making the money, you feel it for a moment. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between like imagination and reality. If you imagine that you drive a McLaren, it feels like you're actually driving it. So then you get this feeling, it stays with you, and you tap for a moment, you tap into the future version of yourself. So the point here is to just visualize it to the last fucking detail. Literally visualize, I want a McLaren, for example, so what I do is I just visualize how I'm fucking driving it, I'm holding it and driving it, how I'm speeding, how people take pictures, how I'm taking pictures, how my Instagram is gonna look like. It sounds fucking materialistic, it sounds fucking weird, sounds fucking cringe, but I do it and it works. It's making me way more money. When I was broke, I was visualizing how I'm in Thailand, how I'm free, traveling the world, just talking to a camera, making videos. When I was skinny, I was visualizing how I'm gonna be jacked, how I'm gonna look like. to the last fucking detail because you feel it, you tap into the energy, and then just live by it. The only reason why you are stuck in the past is because you think you enjoyed it. But now you need a system to actually plan and not just dream, but have a realistic plan to get there, which is where most people are stuck and they fail, which gets me to the second point. The second point is that you have to brainwash yourself into being already rich. And that's why most people fuck up, because they call it like delusional and unrealistic and cringe, and it doesn't work like that. So yeah, but I mean, let them stay broke, bro, it's not my problem. But if you do it, you will be rich. So you have to start seeing yourself as already successful. So you start moving and doing things like a successful person. And you have to like fucking brainwash yourself completely, because it's on an identity level. It's very deep. It goes subconsciously. You have to brainwash yourself into it, because your current self cannot make the money. Otherwise, you will be already making it. For example, my current self right now, I cannot make $100,000 per month because I'm not making the money. But I'm working on becoming that person who can. And obviously, I can do it like as me in this lifetime, as a person, I can do it, but not with this current identity. So it's not like you cannot do it. Of course, you can and you will, but you just have to change how you think and what you do and your actions and your habits. Now, when you look at it from the opposite side, why are rich people rich? They are rich because they are rich. They just act like rich people. They just do what rich people do, which is work, making money, thinking a certain way, and just doing all these things that made them rich in the first place. So if you act like a rich person, you will do the actions of a rich person. And the biggest action of a rich person is that he's fucking rich and he's making money. Now, for me, since I'm so used to just doing this for multiple years, so used to working, for me it's harder. This sounds weird as fuck. It sounds cringe. But for me, it's harder to not make money than to make money. Because obviously I want to make money, that's why I do it. But second, I also enjoy my work, I enjoy coaching, I enjoy making content, I enjoy helping my clients. And the third reason is just I just got fucking used to it. It's just who I am, it's just me. I am an entrepreneur, I have a business, I'm making content, I'm making money. Every single day, this is what I do. If I would want to stop making money, I would have to try and force myself to not do the work. But I want to do the work. And if I just do the work, I make money. That's the result of that. The result of being me, living my way, living my lifestyle, is that I make money. So I would have to completely change my lifestyle and force myself to become someone else to stop making money. For most people, making money is hard. They see it as hard because it requires a lot of discipline for them. They think it's work, it requires discipline. But if you just step into the identity of someone who just does it, then you just do it, and it doesn't even require so much discipline because it's just who you are and what you do. This is the power of identity. That's what I said. You don't need discipline for this. You just have to live a certain way and just accept it like this is your life. And I'm not gonna tell you to just work hard and be disciplined and don't be lazy, because you fucking know it, bro. Like, be honest with yourself. You know these things, but you still don't do them, probably. Now, why do you not do them? It's because you're just not a person who does. It's like a fat person who wants to lose weight in the gym. Now he's fat, and for him it's like, yeah, I need a lot of discipline, I'm trying to lose the weight, I'm trying to go to the gym consistently, so it's very hard. It requires a fuck ton of willpower, a fuck ton of discipline. But if he changes his identity to someone who is fit, who is healthy, and who just hits the gym 4 times per week, he will just hit the gym 4 times per week because it's just who he is, and he is a fit person, so sooner or later he will become fit. It's the same with the money. If you think of yourself as rich, you will just do the actions of a rich person automatically. It doesn't require discipline, you have to force yourself into it, you just do it. The hard part is that you are probably not rich right now, and if you are fat, you are probably fat right now, you are not fit. So it's hard to convince yourself that you are rich, it's hard to convince yourself that you are fit when you are fat, but you just have to do it. It just works like this. And what can help you with this is that being broke or being fat is not about the actual result. It's not about the actual money. It's not about how much money you have in your bank account or how you look like. It's about your habits, your mindset, and your actions. So your money is not your identity. How much money do you have in your bank account is not who you are. Now, if you struggle with this, I came up with a fucking cheat code, bro. If you struggle to think positive thoughts and think these good thoughts about yourself, just brainwash yourself, just repeat this to yourself out loud, just say these things. I'm a person who thinks positively. I only think positive thoughts. I'm always positive. I always have happy thoughts. I don't think any thoughts that don't serve me. And just repeat to yourself like this, like crazy, every single fucking day, especially in the morning, and you will start to believe it, and you will start thinking positive thoughts, and then from this, everything else happens. Now, very important to understand is that your actions come from how you feel. If you feel bad, if you feel not confident, you will probably don't do the work, and you will probably fuck it up. But if you feel good, then you will do it, and it will be good. The next thing is, your emotions are just a reaction to your thoughts, meaning that you can use your emotions to analyze what thoughts you are thinking. If you feel bad, it's probably because you are thinking bad thoughts. If you feel good, it's probably because you are thinking good thoughts. You cannot feel good when you think negative thoughts. You cannot feel bad when you are thinking positive thoughts. So it all comes down to how you think. So however you are feeling right now is a good test, a good check to what thoughts you are thinking. Now, the third point, which nobody wants to hear, this is the toughest one, the hardest one, is that you have to change your environment. Because you can brainwash yourself as much as you want, But if your environment is still the same, you don't have much space to grow. And most people fail because of this, they just don't change their environment. But if you genuinely change your environment, your identity will change automatically. So there are 5 ways to change your environment and your identity on a really deep level. The first one is thoughts, which I said in the second point, but basically you live in your head. This is your biggest environment, you live in your head. So that's your constant environment. The second one is clothes. Very, very important, because what you wear changes how you feel. For example, if I would wear my 9-to-5 uniform, you know, fucking a red shirt with a name tag on it, I would probably feel like a fucking 9-to-5 supermarket employee. But when I wear a suit, I feel fucking classy, I feel good, you know. Same as when I wear my old clothes that I used to wear 3-4 years ago, I feel the identity of me 3-4 years ago when I was smoking weed and being lazy and playing League of Legends. The fastest way to do this is just change what you wear, just buy new clothes that you like and something different that you don't wear right now. The third one is your surroundings. For example, the room that you are in. Because it's the exact same room in which you did all the bad habits. You were jerking off, you were playing League of Legends, bro, you were smoking weed in the room, whatever the fuck did you do. It's the exact same room. So if you see all these things that remind you of what did you do before, how the fuck can you start doing something different? The very fast fix is you can stay in the same room, but just change it so it looks different. Move few things, move the furniture, you know, style it differently, and it will feel different. It will just be a slight change in your environment, but it will change your identity because it's a new phase, a new part of how you live. The fourth one is people, which is very, very painful. It's your friends and it's even your family. It's very hard to do this because you have probably friends that you do all the bad habits with, and so they drag you down. Even your family, they probably don't grow up rich, they don't know how online business works, and they will probably tell you it's unrealistic, they will want you to do the same things as always. So it's hard to change yourself when you grew up for like, I don't know, 20 years with the same people, and now you're starting to act different. They will just try to drag you down to how you were the entire fucking 20 years. For example, I had friends in high school that I was smoking weed with and playing video games with every single day. And when I tried to stop doing that, they were just fucking mad at me. Why don't you go out? Why don't you play the video games? What the fuck are you doing? And it was very hard. It's very hard, especially because they were my classmates. So I was still seeing them every single day. And they kept reminding me of who I was. They kept reminding me of all the bad habits. So it was very hard for me to change. Same with my parents, bro. When I was living with my parents, they again treated me just the same as for a fucking 20 or 19 years. And so it was very hard for me to change and just act different. Which gets me to the fifth point, which is just moving out. If you can, you should move out as fast as possible. That's why I did it. I went to Thailand right now. I'm here for a month. I'm gonna stay here for the next at least 1 month. And I'm just gonna travel around the world because I don't want to be at home. I don't want to be in Czech Republic because it's still the same environment, very similar people. Even if I would live in a new flat, new house, it's still not gonna be the same as if you change a fucking country. But if you don't want to change countries, just move out to your new apartment, your own flat. I thought I'm gonna stack money just where I'm from, just gonna keep working and grinding, you know, I don't have to spend money for the vacation or for just a new apartment, whatever. But it wasn't true because I just kept doing the same things that I was doing for the past few years. But now when I'm in Thailand, I'm here for just 1 month and I cannot even fucking describe how different I feel. I just feel like a completely new person. And all the bad habits that I had, they stayed in Czech Republic. They stayed where I came from, and now I don't have them. I used to drink every now and then, you know, maybe smoke some weed, especially in the past, but now I don't even think about these things, and I used to be addicted to them. Important thing is you have to set it up well. So when you come to a new environment, don't start doing the fucking bad habits there, because then you get used to it. Start doing good habits there and set up a routine. For example, my routine when I was at home is just wake up, do whatever, watch YouTube, you know, maybe play video games, do some work, then hit the gym, go out with my friends, and just like do random bullshit. But now when I'm here, the routine is just set up. So it's like I wake up, I hit the gym or go Muay Thai, then I work, then I read and go to sleep. And that's all I do. And I don't even want to do anything else. Sometimes I go out with a friend, but that's it. This is just how I live. It's a completely new way of living for me. It's a completely new identity. But it's just automatic. I don't need discipline for it because just set it up well. So if you have new habits, new routine, new environment, new people, it just forces the change. It's impossible to stay the same and do the same things if you change everything else and if you also change your thoughts. So to summarize that, stop thinking about the past unless you want to fucking stay there. Brainwash yourself to being fucking rich and change your environment. This way you will build a completely new identity and you will be literally unrecognizable. For example, I was calling with my friend just a couple hours ago and he told me, bro, you sound different, you know, you speak different, because I'm just here for a month and I just became different. And not in a bad way. He told me like, yeah, it's cool, bro, like you improved a lot. It's not in a bad way, it's still you, but just with better habits. So if I did it from playing League of Legends, smoking weed literally every single day, jerking off, bro, and just being a fucking loser, why the fuck not you? It's just, if you follow the system, you will do it no problem and you will make money and you will be a completely different person. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more advice on how to actually make money and become a better person. Thanks for watching and see you later.